If you're seeing this video, it's going to change your life this year, and you should consider yourself blessed. Hello, welcome back to the Space Age. If you've never come across my channel before, I'm the Space Age Fae. I normally do pick a card readings and I channel messages as well, and today I have a message. This is a channel that straight up hit me, and it hit me. Okay, I went through the entire process of alchemizing today to come out on the other side with one of the greatest revelations yet to come about our ascension at this time. And if you're watching this, you have probably experienced many waves, many cycles. And I'm going to explain to you what is going on right now. Right now, Pluto in Aquarius is going to happen in, I believe, 2 days. By the time I'm filming this in the planetary hour of the sun. And I'm wearing this shirt that has this sun right above my solar plexus. A few weeks ago, I was already getting hit with waves of this, and I didn't realize. I was buying this shirt actually, and some other clothes, and I just saw this necklace with a sword on it, and I was just drawn to it. It's not typically what I would wear, but actually it's not far off given my gothic aesthetic, but it was different. And I've just been feeling something interesting about this energy, and I realized that this is the Queen of Swords energy. My message to you today, 222 honk, is that you're not here to be liked. You're not here to try to get other people's approval at all. And I'm going to explain to you why. You might feel, and this is something you're probably being confronted with right now in your reality, you might feel like you need other people's approval, other people to like you, whether it's conscious or unconscious, and you change certain behaviors or things that you do. You think you might need these people, something outside of you, to help you get where you're going, what you're here to do, because you have overcome so many things to get what you need to get done. You do not need anyone's approval. You do not need anyone to like you at all. I am going to show you this card that Spirit has channeled to me recently. This is Uranus, the planet of genius. And this is the planet that rules Aquarius. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius. And this is important too, both Saturn and Aquarius. Because Saturn is the child, or Cronus rather, is the child of Uranus. Okay? These are linked because you know what? Saturn is the barrier planet to the outer planets. Saturn is the gatekeeper. And if you're seeing this video, you have gone through Saturn. And if you've watched my channel, you know I have a healthy respect for Saturn. You can consider my energy very Saturnian in a way. And that's because Saturn is the gatekeeper. But what Saturn and all these planets want you to understand is that you are the gatekeeper. So while elements and forces in your reality are trying to act like gatekeepers between you and your goals, or you internally feel like there are gatekeepers between you and what you want, whether that's in romance, your career, your life goals, where you want to go, you have to understand that you are the gatekeeper. And you are the gatekeeper, and you are the gatekeeper between you and everything that you were sent to this earth to do. You were meant to create waves. You are the tower. Today, I'm going to share a personal story, because this is what made me realize that Pluto and Aquarius was coming down and giving me this download. I felt the waves early, as many of us do that are tapped in. And I've been feeling this. This is why I bought this necklace. And I've realized, oh, so many people are not embracing this Queen of Swords energy, this King of Swords energy. Everyone wants to be the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. Some people want to be the Queen of Swords, but I've noticed that when people think of the Queen of Swords in a reading, they always think of it as like this. I feel like there's something about it. She seems to be a barrier or something. She seems to have this sharp presence. Of course, she's carrying a sword, right? And she's air energy. Aquarian energy, but air. The mind, because you know what? We are in a trial of the mind right now. And at this time, it is so important to pass this test, this barrier. I don't like to say test, because it's not really that you're being tested, it's that you're being empowered. Yes, you are King Arthur. Holy moly, it's channeling right now. I'm telling you, 2 nights ago, I was on Netflix or something, and I saw Aquaman. I don't watch DC movies, and you know, I saw it and I immediately clicked, and I just sat down and watched this movie. And of course it's about Atlantis, Poseidon, Neptune, Pegasus. You know, you've seen this channel. If you haven't, just go to my main page, you'll see what I'm talking about when you see my banner. Or if you watch any of my videos, you'll see Pegasus in there, who is Neptune's or Poseidon's son. And I was watching this movie, and it occurred to me that this character, Aquaman, his real life name is Arthur, okay? And in this movie, I hate to spoil, but I'm going to say it because I don't think many people are drawn to Aquaman, or it's not really a spoiler. I don't think so, because they tell you at the beginning. But he has to take this trident out of King Atlan's grip, who has been basically frozen for centuries, and no one can get this trident out of his hands unless they are worthy. And his name is Arthur. This trident is like Excalibur. Okay? And then we have the sword energy. He has to go through this trial of understanding he is worthy of being king. He does not feel like he's fit to be a leader. Because he comes from 2 worlds. My dear, I didn't even know this was going to come through in the channel. We are from 2 worlds. Okay? And you know what those worlds are. You did not come here to be liked that is merely sprinkles on top. Because the thing is, you will always have those people that will come, that will like you, and will embrace you. But I feel like it's time for the collective to finally embrace their uniqueness fearlessly. It's time for you to embrace your uniqueness fearlessly. You have access to your sword, to your Excalibur. You are the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands. I believe it was Machiavelli who said something. Was it Machiavelli? I don't know. But we've all heard it. To be loved or to be feared. And I was thinking about this today. In this desperate 11:11 on the timer. In this desperate search so many of us have to be liked, to please. And let's just say that the entire thing that has kicked off the cycle of healing in our lives, in many of our lives, has been putting an end to that people-pleasing behavior. And you know what Pluto, the planet of the unseen, of death, of the underworld, is here to do? Because I saw the death card earlier. It's here to put that to its final rest. The people-pleasing, it's gonna go whether you like it or not. I'm just here to inform you ahead of time that that's what's happening with you. And if you're feeling these anxieties, if you are having things in your environment set to trigger you into these behaviors and you're wondering why is this still affecting you, don't run from it. Feel it. Put it to rest, because it's time. It's gonna happen. Whether you want it to or not, it's going to happen. To be liked or to be feared, to be loved or to be feared, which one do you want, right? But the thing is, for you, it isn't a choice. You've been polarizing your entire life because you're real. And most likely there's never been anyone around you like you. And that's just sad. It really is. But you have cultivated such a beautiful mask. And you've really, even now, you've really tried, you've moved with such grace. You've given people so much grace. And you've forgiven again and again and again and again and again. You've turned the other cheek more times than is probably humanly possible, because you're not even that, okay? You've got wings, darling. And what's crazy is that I think it's the Bible that says give everyone a second chance or something. Probably every doctrine says give a second. You've been giving 8 chances. I'm just thinking of an example in my own life of one person who's just, let me count. 1, 2, 3. Every time I see this person, that's one example. And then there's like another person, and this is what sparked it today. This is a separate person, right? This is what sparked the alchemization in me and made me realize, oh my goodness, this isn't just me. I'm here. I'm like hearing Hermes, like I'm feeling Hermes energy, like messenger energy. Just like, oh, like, okay, let me just share this. Yeah, this is what made me realize, because I knew it. As it was happening, I'm like, oh, this is to make me mentally stronger. To make me mentally... And I knew this was representing Excalibur. And then I watched Aquaman, and as the second I saw it was about Atlantis, I was like, of course, Spirit. You've been talking about this for what? You've been dropping the Atlantis hints for a while now. And, yeah. I walked into a situation, and it's so funny because I've been in my Queen of Wands energy like for the past like half year, major in my Queen of Wands energy, and it's been great because the Empress embodies all of the suits. And then again, I feel like we neglect the Queen of Swords and how beautiful and important and powerful she is, because I feel like in a way the Queen of Swords is something we keep in the shadows. Maybe not all of us, but I feel like a lot of us keep the Queen of Swords in the shadows, just like we keep our shadows in the shadows. My palm itches because that abundance is coming in for this collective. Because we've been hiding. We've been really hiding. I'm drawn to my bat here. Pluto energy. We have been hiding. And we've given so many chances. And I was in a situation today and I was just thinking about how I've given so much grace in so many of the realms I've traveled in. And I was with one particular person who just has this really hot and cold energy. And I was just thinking like, oh, it's like I keep giving the best parts of myself all the time with a smile. And then this person, this is not romantic, by the way. You know, I bet you if you're here, like, maybe not, but like, we're all waiting for our divine counterparts to just pop up. I know. We'll get into, you know what? There are some love messages. Spirit, remind me if the love messages need to come through, but they might be coming through in this download right now. Because I was asking Spirit literally yesterday, I'm like, why are we not getting, why is our divine union still, and I understand now. I mean, I don't really, of course, Source, God understands all. The universe, whatever you want to call it. We don't know what we don't know. Because I was like, I've healed, haven't I? Haven't I healed? And what's interesting is going back to my story, I was giving so much grace to this person who just wants to go back and forth all the time. And I'm just like, And I was feeling left with this anxiety, like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Oh my God, is this person like, has something, bad happened that I didn't know about and I'm looking bad or something? Because that's how I feel every single time someone does something weird. I'm just like, oh my God, because we're always turning the sword on ourselves and stabbing ourselves in the heart, aren't we? And then I was distraught. Because I started feeling like, oh my God, well, if I'm not okay, then I'm going to lose this opportunity, or I'm going to lose this thing. If we're not okay, this thing's not going to work out. If I don't have, and it's not just that person, it's this other person. If I don't have these relationships or something, then things are going to fall apart that I'm planning, and I'm working so hard to make things happen. But with so many different people. And it happened this week. There were so many different people that just kept showing up this week. And I'm like, Spirit, I thought we were past this, because I'm sure a lot of us have gotten a taste of being the Queen of Wands maybe recently. And I was like, what's going on here? Why is there suddenly this uprise of the same old, we're out of hermit mode by now, at least some of us. Might have been experiencing some trickles of getting out there in the world, but I've been in hermit mode my entire life until very recently, and I was just wondering, like, why are these things popping up? And I knew it couldn't be a coincidence. I knew it couldn't be a coincidence at all. And what was it? It was another ascension. I knew it. It wasn't something that was... It wasn't just chance, because nothing is. Every single thing in your construct is there for you. And recently, the message of detachment has been so heavy. We've been experiencing these lessons, but it's never been as heavy as it is now, because you know what? I'm seeing new cycle, new world in my mind's eye. It's over. The illusion is over. There is no power outside of you. And it's time that you know this. In Aquaman, he was the true king. And someone else, his half-brother, was going to inherit the throne. And this person that was going to inherit the throne, because he was a pureblood, he didn't have anything royal about him. And he had an entire kingdom. But Aquaman was the one who was worthy, because he was a hero inside, and he was a good-hearted person inside. And you know what he didn't do? He didn't care what anyone thought of him. He thought about what was right, and he acted from that point. And you know what? Everything was okay in the end. And that's just what Spirit wants you to know. That if you stay true to yourself, and you think, oh, if I don't have this person as if this person is not my significant other, or if this person isn't like me, this or that, whatever, things are going to fall apart. They're not. They're not. Anything that's been given to you, God, Source, Universe, has given it to you. It was just 23:11 on the clock. 23 degrees corresponding with Aquarius, 11 corresponding with the 11th house of Friends, which is ruled by Aquarius. Because you will have friends, you will have allies, but you need to understand that let the poles be the poles. Let the people that don't like you not like you, and the people that like you like you. Right now, I have people in my life where I see them, I'm like, from day one, they were day one, you know. I'm not counting on anyone outside of myself at this time, because the entire point is that we're supposed to be empowered in ourselves. But what I'm trying to say is that we've been trying to win over. And it's not even that we're even trying to win these people over. I think a part of it is that our souls are like, what's wrong? Why are you almost like being so difficult? Why can't you accept the love or the pureness? And maybe they just don't believe it. Because you might show up perfect in every way and it still won't matter. It shouldn't matter. it doesn't matter. I can feel it now. It doesn't matter anymore. Before I was afraid, and then suddenly it was gone. And that's what Pluto and Aquarius is doing right now. It's making it disappear. Don't run away. You see, like when I was feeling this anxiety earlier, I wanted to run away. I wanted to watch something. I wanted to call someone. I wanted to do something. But there was nothing to watch. There was no one to call. I couldn't neglect the shadow, and you cannot neglect the shadow anymore. I think it was around like Halloween time that I was meditating, and this has been coming, this energy. It's been coming because you know what? Pluto it's generation. It's a generation planet, okay? I felt when I was meditating this looming energy. It overarched me, and it was like this dark shadow, and I knew it was Pluto energy, and I embraced it then. And what was interesting is that it kind of revealed to me, and at the time I felt bad. I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have unleashed this shadowy part, this unseen part, the realness, the rawness, right? My dissatisfaction to the world. I shouldn't have like been so open about it. And then I let the shadow, I embraced it, I embraced the shadow. And the thing is, the shadow, I realize now, many months later, that the shadow was showing me the truth about who would accept it, right? Who would accept the shadow. And at first I thought, oh my God, I shouldn't be, and I was, all it was is that I was just a little bit like sad and silent. That's how the shadow presented itself in my reality. There was really nothing wrong, but it made me realize that if I didn't have this perky smile all the time, it's not okay for me. Other people can have their different, periods, but I always have to be smiling, right? And so I was just more so just experiencing this somberness. And I wasn't feeling the need to retreat from it. Anyway, again, a week ago, when this all started kickstarting, I felt it again. Pluto energy. And there was someone who was I could feel it energetically, they were being a bit shady, and I needed to get something done. And I realized that they were trying to somewhat prevent me from getting something done that I needed to get done. And this person, I felt betrayed, because I was like, this person is, this person's supposed to be, I thought this person was basically a friend, and this person seemed like so much like my energy, like almost soul family vibes. But for a while I was getting like these waves of like weird feelings, and then eventually I was just like, you know what, I can sense the energy. And I just, again, I felt the Pluto energy, and I was just confronted with this person, and then I couldn't put a smile on when I encountered them. And I just was like, I was letting them know. I'm just like, I didn't tell them verbally, but energetically, I just like, I know. And then about 5 minutes later, I was just like, you know what? Let it go. It is what it is. I put a smile on. And what's interesting is that now I'm realizing what's been going on. It's that these people, it's nothing personal. It doesn't feel personal to me at all. It really doesn't. These people are helping. They're helping. And they're trying to unlock you. Rather, it's spirit trying to unlock you. It's not that you're going to be alone or, betrayed, or that you're not going to experience loyalty or trust. It's just that you don't need to betray yourself in order to do that. If something doesn't sit right with you, that's fine. You don't have to hide yourself in the shadows. The reason why you cleansed your shadows and kept healing is so that you could know that your shadows are you. They're part of you. And when you heal them, they become beautiful parts of you. They're the parts that, suss things out, right? And they stand up like the Queen of Swords. Like Lilith energy. That's funny, she came up in the last reading I did. So check out the reason why I'm even bringing this up is I knew these energies were coming in too because of the last reading, the Year of the Dragon reading I did in collaboration with Oracle of Starlight. So much of these themes were coming up and I didn't even pick up on it. And in one of the readings, I was even talking about how the dragon spirit wanted you to, confirmation burp, wanted you to suss out, basically clear out these things before the new year starts. And I feel like this is not just before the new year, but before Pluto and Aquarius. These things are being snatched out. These behaviors, these desires. And one of the allegories, the stories that has really come into my consciousness recently and helped me completely detach. Well, it was this thing that happened like about a few hours ago. And also it's that story, this Taoist story I saw recently. I've heard this story a few times now, like 3 times now. The third time is really the charm. And the story is like something about how like a farmer and his son discover, a bunch of wild there's a way better storyteller than this, okay? But I'm going to give you the ad-lib version, or the short version, the bad version that gets you the point across. Basically, a farmer and his son discover like a flock of horses or something, and everyone's like, oh my god, that's so amazing. And then the farmer is like, maybe. And then the son ends up riding one of the horses, and then the horses is wild, so it breaks the son's back. And then everyone's like, oh my god, that's so horrible. And then the farmer's like, well, maybe. And then like this war starts happening, and then everyone gets recruited, and so the son doesn't have to go to the war because his back is broken, so he can't do anything warlike. And so everyone's like, oh my god, it's so amazing that your son's not going to die in this war. And then I don't know, and the farmer's like, maybe. And it's basically the idea that when something isn't sitting right with you, something weird happens, like you think something bad has happened, your follow-up approach is actually that, well, maybe it's not. Maybe this is actually the best thing that's ever happened. That kind of energy, understanding that spirit's got you when things don't look right. Whereas before you might have had to really sit down, and that's what I did today, really have to sit down and be like, why am I in this funk now? Because there's something that happened beyond your control, and then you're in this funk, right? And then all of a sudden, or not all of a sudden, it takes like a minute, a really long time for you to really get out of it, or you have to wait for things to actually show you that they've turned around for things to be okay. And now you're gonna just be okay because you understand that, oh, I should show you guys this. We have the Fool, because it's a new beginning. That's what it says, new beginnings. It really is the end of a cycle. These are the 2 cards that came out. This is the Tower. This corresponds with the Tower, this Uranus card. does. I'm going to read you this Uranus card, by the way. But yeah. When something happens, if someone's being weird, if you think, oh, no, you're always fine. You don't need anyone outside of you to get things done, because everything in your life wasn't given to you by a partner or someone that you've met through your career, or someone you've met in your environment, or something you have. No, everything was given to you by the source of all things, the Most High, the universe, God. Period. Every single thing that you have right now, everything that you've earned, let's say you got, something you really wanted, like you work at a firm or something, and now you're like, no. It wasn't because someone was like, oh my God, like I've granted you the power to be at this firm. No. Who hired you? Source hired you. You hired you. Okay? I hear it. I just heard you are going to be granted so many wishes. You are going to be granted so many wishes now. Because so many chambers, through this healing cycle that we've gone through, this ascension that we've all gone through as a collective, so many chambers have been unlocked, because this has been the unlocking of your power. I saw the Hierophant earlier. The Hierophant was holding a key, because you have had the key handed to you. Your Excalibur is the key. The final destination is understanding that you're worthy. Literally understanding that there is no power outside of you at all. This is the final stage, I would say, almost the final stage, at least. It has to be close, of unlocking your true confidence. Your solar plexus being fully healed. I just heard you will never be a people pleaser again. Yeah. Yeah, you will be free, is what I hear. Because what I was saying earlier about being loved or feared, the thing is, doesn't everyone already view you as a threat? You've been nothing but, you've been purified, for one, by the divine, the Most High. You've been purified. You've been purified. If you're on this channel, I talked about Pegasus before. Pegasus purifies, is a spirit guide who purifies. You have been purified already. You have beauty in your heart, in your actions, and your intentions. No one has any reason to fear you, so why do they act threatened by your genius? I'm going to read you this card because, and this is also something that came up in that last reading that I did. Honestly, I recommend watching all the piles. It's a long-ass video. It's a long-ass video, and there's an extension with Oracle of Starlight. But I wouldn't be surprised if many of you were drawn to all three piles in that reading, because it goes deep. But the thing is, when you are gifted, you are, these people, it doesn't matter. They will have any excuse. They'll be fighting off their feelings. They won't understand. They won't understand. And the thing is, it's rare, this genius that you have. It is. Whatever gifts you've been bestowed, it's rare. Sometimes we're sitting here and we're wondering, like, why don't these people rise to the occasion? Why are they mad? And honestly, I have no explanation for that. I think that's spirit's business, in their business. I don't know. All I can tell you is that it's none of your business why these people are the way that they are. It's none of your business. I literally don't care. I literally do not care. You will not care either. You probably are already feeling this in some way, that you don't care. Because before, I was wondering, what was upsetting me this week? This is what happened. This is why this alchemized in me today. I'm gonna get to that card, but it's because everything's been good. Queen of Wands, hell yeah. Yeah. And then, I was experiencing these adversarial energies out of nowhere. And one of them was like someone I was like, we're not supposed to be like this. Why would you do this? There's really no need. Why are you viewing me basically as a threat? There's no reason for this. And that's what's so crazy. Like, these people are viewing you as a threat for what? You literally do nothing at all except be like, it's so crazy. What's actually been so shocking to me this year is that the people, and this has actually been my entire life, but I've just noticed, like, certain people you extend an olive branch to. Look, it's so funny, I just said that. I'm looking at my poster with a raven and I'm seeing olives. That's so funny. You'll extend an olive branch to these people, and all of a sudden they're the ones that dislike you the most. The ones that are like, they're on the outskirts or something, and then you're bringing them in. The people that, like, no one else is kind to them, but you're kind to them, and then all of a sudden they're just like, in fact, I dislike this person, they dislike you the most for some reason. Never again, I'll tell you that. Anyway, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's sad. Oh yeah, but anyway, yeah, I was noticing these adversarial energies, and I was just like, I still forgot where I was going with that. I remember, it'll come back. But, what was I saying? I have to get that back. Spirit, I'm gonna take my time with it and get it back. Adversarial energies. Oh yeah, it was popping into my consciousness this week because I was wondering why this was coming up again. Why is this coming up again? And I don't know why it really spaced out of my brain. That's okay. It really spaced out of my brain. I know what I was going with, but then all of a sudden, like, the end. Anyway, maybe this will help. Anyway, so the quote here, and Oscar Wilde, I feel like me and him are kindred spirits, just from the quotes I read from this book, because there's a couple from him, and I'm like, I think he was an Aquarius, possibly. I was born... Anyway, I don't know why I left that page, just to show you guys, but anyway. He quotes, "The public is wonderfully tolerant. It forgives everything except genius." And you're wondering why these people act the way that they do. It's okay. It's okay. It's the thing is, it's all gonna be okay. Because this is your time. This is our time. Guys, this is our time. You know what's so funny? This is our time. Anyway, so the sudden bolt of surprise that causes chaos, Uranus, the Great Awakener, is here to wake you up. According to myth, out of chaos emerged two expressions expressions of deities: Gaia, Mother Earth, and Uranus, Father Sky. I don't know why I'm having, it's because it's such low light that I'm like not really able to read this very well. As the higher octave of Mercury, Uranus arrives to break the rules and smash established structures. Exactly. This corresponds with the Tower card, guys. This is what's happening with you right now. Because you have this energy, okay? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You're not here to be liked, and I'm not even talking into the mic. I don't know what to tell you. You're not here to be liked. You're here to, I hope I didn't just like, I hope I like literally kept this there the whole time for the most part, instead of just like talking over here. Ugh, I don't even really want to edit, so I hope that's not a problem. Yeah, it is the planet of not only genius but also intuition, which arrives in sudden flashes. Just like lightning, seemingly out of nowhere, Uranus is the revolutionary planet, opening up channels to the higher mind and bringing out necessary changes which can no longer be resisted. You can't resist this change, my darling. You're done. You're done resisting. It's time. It's time for you to come out of the shadows. Let them be afraid. And that's what I was going to say. Like, these people, they fear you for no reason, right? But here's the thing. They fear you. I don't understand why, but you're viewed as a threat, which means they fear you. And I feel like there's like this, I don't know where it's coming from, but it's like this idea about being loved or feared. And, you know, if a king or something should be loved or feared, and like, you know, which is better. And you don't have a choice. You don't really have a choice, because it's like you are either loved or feared. It's polarizing. Some people love you and some people for some reason fear you. And that's because you have true power. And for some, we don't know. Like I said, I genuinely don't care. Some people have some spiritual explanations for what these people are doing, what these people think, how these people operate. I don't. Space age just, ooh, my ear is ringing so loud. That's like transmission level loud. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna pull another card. Hold on. I can't make this up. Pluto transformation. Oh my goodness. Those came out together. I did not even... Are you kidding me? Those are the only two cards that came out together. That is freaky. I love it. Thank you, Spirit. That is actually... Wow. Spirit is in the building. If you are here, if you're still here right now, and you experienced that earring just now with me shuffling these two out together, Pluto and Aquarius, as I'm talking about Pluto and Aquarius, comment down below that you saw the Pluto and Aquarius moment. That is wild. Welcome to the space age, darlings. Welcome to the space age. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. That ringing was like literally like high-tech ringing. What the heck? I can't even believe this, but I can. We have Pluto and Aquarius, baby. Pluto and Aquarius right now. They literally just told me, shuffle, and this is what comes out. Comment down below, guys. And then we have 7th house partners underneath. And I was going to get into that, about how this almost feels necessary, because you really do need to be occupying your truest... You might have already felt like you were occupying your truest self, but you really... I'm serious. Right now, we're getting to the point where we're so unbothered that we don't have to convince ourselves to be unbothered. You don't have to work through it anymore. I mean, you might still be doing that, but this is like the final work-throughs. Because we're done. And you know what I've been feeling recently with this last week? It's almost like like, not that I've been testing them, but almost that I can see spirit testing these people as I'm extending this good energy, and they're just acting like it's fucking poison. To be honest, it's really not personal to me. And that's funny because we're talking about Uranian energy, and that's exactly what this channel exhibits. Outer planet energy, Uranian energy. Because you know what? Let me read the next part of this. The great humanitarian, Uranus, is not really personal. And its viewpoint is one that is detached and unemotional. Queen of Swords, baby. Not in reverse. Because you know what? Okay, I'll read the next part. It symbolizes the one who doesn't really need a partner, but is a friend and soulmate to everyone. See, do you get what I'm saying? It's not that you're detached from these energies, and here's the thing, it's not that you care. If someone shows you their good face one day, like before you'd be all fluttered up, like, oh my god, yeah. And then the next day, if they were like to retreat, you'd be like, oh my god, no. You genuinely don't care because you're you. And your tribe is here in you. You are your tribe. And trust me, it's a build it and they will come situation. This isn't saying, oh, you need to be alone. This is saying that the gates will be unleashed, I'm hearing. The gates will be Thank you, Spirit, for coming through earlier, though. This is insane, but the gates will be unleashed because you are the gatekeeper, my friend. You are the gatekeeper. Yeah. Yeah. So we have the Nine of Wands with determination. I feel like that's really what it is. You've really strived. And then we have the High Priestess with empowerment. And the Two of Swords, because it's time to make a decision. Yeah, you're done trying to appeal to these people. It's time to be empowered. You have to make a decision now. And it's honestly, it feels like a decision that will be made. It's already been made, you know. These are the final throws. You no longer care. You're no longer, here's the thing. These people that were threatened by you, they were trying to threaten you because they were threatened. Because they were threatened by you, they might have made you feel like, oh, they were going to try to get rid of you or try to make your life hard, or they were trying to do this or that. And you no longer exist in that paradigm where any power exists outside of you. That's been the secret all along. You've got Wi-Fi access, the planet of technology. You've got Wi-Fi access to the spirit realm, to the Akashic records. And really, the way that you got this Wi-Fi access stronger and stronger was basically accepting that there was no part of you that was wrong. Like, the 2 times that Pluto energy came to me, I looked back and I was like, oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't have shown that I wasn't happy with, this weird treatment that I was getting. Maybe I should have just smiled and pretend I didn't see anything like usual. Because I need this person, I need these things, I need this. No. Goodbye. Goodbye. That's so funny. I say goodbye just like that in a song that I'm working on right now. And it's called Ego Trip. I will let you know when it comes out if you want to know. I'm not here to push my music. If the music will do its thing. I don't know. I would love it to be reaching the world, but I'm not here. That's not my business. That's not even my business. I don't feel like that's my business either. But I'm telling you, these waves, these currents are coming through. And I feel like this corresponds with like this ego energy of like not ego death, but like, it's so funny. I said this, that's what I'm saying. Watch that reading I did with Oracle of Starlight. In one of the piles, I talk about how it's funny because that song came up on shuffle for me randomly recently, and it was Power by Kanye West, and I didn't like look it up. It just popped up on my shuffle. And there's like, there's like a line where he's saying people call him and I said this in the last reading. I said they call him the egotistic because he knows he's so effing gifted. And I feel like, and I'm not saying like you need to be out here like Kanye levels of being like, oh my god, I'm so great. That's not the message here. The message is saying like, these people know it. They hate it. They hate that you've got something or something. They hate your energy or whatever it is, or maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they just dislike it or whatever. I'm not concerned with how they feel. It's not even about how they feel. It's not even about how they make you feel. It's about how you let them make you feel, which is disempowered, that they have any control whatsoever over God's design. That you for a second entertained, for possibly years entertained, that anything good that was given to you by the outside. No, it was cultivated from within. It was given to you by the source. Do you see how he's like, I don't know if you can see in this light, but he's like pushing something down with his hand onto this like this triangle thing. He's like pushing this energy down. Yeah. Everything that has been given to you has been granted to you by the Most High, the Divine. Higher self. By all the times you walked towards it. By every time you braved and took a chance on yourself and the divine. Oh my god. It's so crazy to think this is insane. This is real. This is what's going on with you and what you're experiencing right now. It's the final purge. And I said in one of my readings, I think it was like the third pile, but I was talking about how you need to take care of these outstanding tasks. And one of these tasks I'm realizing is getting rid of this thing. It's time to embrace the light, the shadows, everything. This is insane. It's incredible, but genius is often looked at as insane. So let's continue. Those under the influence of Uranus are objective just enough to derive reliable insight into other people's motivations. These types tend to be brainy and cool. Such detachment is needed when everything is about to be turned upside down. Another very important element of Uranus is its link to technological advances and how the future is going to look and be. Because your future... I'm just like, am I just realizing that this is the space age? We're literally in the future right here on this channel. Like, I'm realizing how Uranian this channel is. And it has been from the very beginning when I started this years, like, it's been years now. I feel like a new channel still, because I've been so burnt out many times just trying to like make videos when I didn't have my energies balanced and my yin and yang balanced, and feel like I'm really starting to get that thing going, but so I've stopped and started many times, and then it's not made it easy, let's just say that. But anyway, yeah, you're futuristic. That's really what's going on here. That's what's going on. When the Uranus card comes up in a reading, there will be jolts and surprises in regards to your question or focus. After all, Uranus is the upstart planet, so there won't be any smooth ride here. You can anticipate matters to turn rather eccentric, if not shocking, and not in the way you expected. See, here's the thing. In this new era, in this new generation, when Pluto hits that Aquarius, this is where you rise, my friend. This is you. This is your time. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is it. We're finally free. I was like literally sitting here like this week. I was like, why are these adversarial? I think that's what I was trying to say before. Why are these adversarial energies coming up? And then I was sitting here like literally 2 hours ago, and that's when it like hit me. And then all of a sudden I was like, alchemized. I rose from these ashes like the fucking phoenix. And I was like, oh my god. And I just looked, I typed in, when's Pluto and Aquarius hitting? I think it was like January 20th. And I'm like, it's 2 days until January 20th. Of course this is happening. Okay. Don't look upon these manifestations as wrong. Oh yeah. Yeah, if not shocking and not in the way you expected. Don't look upon these manifestations as wrong for you. Instead, go with it and see how life becomes transformed in ways you not exactly as you predicted, but better, because it's our time. You may feel excitable or nervous at present. I was feeling hella anxious, especially when it comes to things you are currently focusing on. I was focusing on it. It may seem as if everything is speeded up. I don't know why I can't read right now. I'm normally like just very like, I don't know. I don't care. Okay, it may seem as if everything is speeded up, even forced against your will. But it is not a good idea to resist it. That's exactly what happened. I didn't even read this card before. I've read this description before, but I didn't read this beforehand. It's just literally what's going on. I literally was just sitting there and I was like, why is this happening this week? Why am I like, everything was great. Like, why do I suddenly feel like there's so many adversarial energies all of a sudden? And I just embrace it. I'm like, I'm not running away. I'm going to experience this until I evolve mentally past this. I'm not going to use anything outside of me. And that's what happens. When these energies come up, you have to sit with it. You probably, watching this video, that's what I'm saying. This is going to change you because you know what? I'm here to share this message. So you understand what's going on. You're not going to be afflicted by these things anymore. When people start acting like weird, I don't know, all weird, and I'm not saying like, you know, just if anyone starts acting weird, it's no longer any of our business if people like us. Like if someone, like, I literally do not care. I genuinely do not care, and you should genuinely not care either. Okay. But it is not a good idea to resist. Okay. The best approach is to entertain the possibilities of what you are about to learn. You can anticipate this change to be a liberating force. Like I said, this is freedom, true freedom, finally. Okay. And Pluto and Aquarius is supposed to be letting our freak flags fly, right? So here we go. You can anticipate this change to be a liberating force, offering a new course or path. Since Uranus is the planet of technology, you may find yourself having to master a new tool, a machine, a computer, or even jobs involving the internet. Okay. Since Uranus is the planet of air, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Swords energy in general, Ace of Swords, storms and lightning, anything to do with flight, messages carried via the air and electrical energies will be a major part of it. Phones, television sets, computers, artificial intelligence, and bionics may also figure. Your surroundings may start exhibiting electrical malfunctions. It is important to pay close attention to the wiring in your home or office. I feel like these messages are like, that last thing I said, but the technology stuff is probably very relevant for some of you guys. Definitely is in my case. It is also important to point out the connection between Uranus and alternative forms of sexuality and gender identity. In fact, in the Victorian England, I feel like this is like maybe some additional information that might resonate with some of you guys. In fact, in Victorian England, homosexual and transgender people were referred to as Uranians. Therefore, you might find yourself among people with alternative viewpoints, sexuality, and sometimes people of different class or background. All in all, this card means your life is about to be changed in big ways rather than small ones. The Uranus card says, go with it and see what happens. Just be and see what happens, guys. And again, this corresponds with the Tower card. Because it's gonna be a tower when these people here's the thing, you know what I realized with one of these people, there's one person in my life, I feel like they just can't deny, you know, that there's nothing they could really accuse me of, right? And that's basically what it is. There's nothing they could, you know, point out. And I can feel the undertones of how they feel, right? And what's interesting is I lost my train of thought again, which is kind of interesting, but maybe it's not necessary to bring up. I thought it was. Maybe something I read just now. Okay. Maybe it's just not necessary. Anyway. This is coming to its close, guys, because I can't keep going on forever and ever. I really could, actually, because I'm really trying to give as much detail as possible. But, yeah. But anyway, oh yeah, what I was going to say is that I realized that this person, I get it, I remember now. These people will keep you in like a state of trying to make you feel like you're kind of weird or like things are not all right. Like they'll just give you simple undertones, like just making their face all flat, affected when you're smiling or some like stuff like that. Just like doing things or saying things that make you feel unsettled. And then and you can feel their energy towards you. And I realized like the reason why they do that is they want to keep you at this arm's length. They want you to feel like you actually do need their approval or their energy to be approving of you, because they realize like they have nothing. I was racking, not, you shouldn't be comparing anyone, but I was thinking about this particular person, and I was just thinking, oh, like in this area of life, like this is going on, this in my life, like I've got this and it wasn't like comparing like and saying like, oh, this is whatever, but I was thinking like I could feel like this is how this person was thinking of me. And then I was thinking like, oh, like so this person has all of these parts where they feel less than, and it has nothing to do with me at all. And so what they do, and what these people do, and it's, again, none of our business, but I realized this, I think this might be helpful for some of you guys. They try to act cold, or they try to do things that to make you start turning the sword on yourself again, to think, the sword representing your thoughts on yourself, like, oh, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? I thought everything was good, all of a sudden it's like really weird. They do this because in their mind, it's the lack of confidence. See, like as we're building our confidence now into the truest version of confidence, their confidence, it doesn't seem to be there. And they actually have this notion in their minds, most likely, that if they don't behave this way, then we won't want them. The thing is, they want us to want them, or they want us to be around them or to be seeking them, and they believe that we wouldn't be doing that if they didn't do this, if they actually let us in and let our love in. Do you get what I'm saying? And this can be platonic or romantic or whatever, it doesn't really matter, but it's like these people always they might warm up to you for a second and they have to retreat or something like this, or they're just always like cold. And you're just like, I don't even understand how this could be possible. And it's because they are constantly in a game of manipulation where they want to pull you. They want you to be pulled. They're trying to pull you. What you don't understand is that these people are unconsciously or consciously trying to pull you to them, while making you think that they're trying to get rid of you, or they're trying to push you away. Or confirmation burp, because when did I eat? Like, it's just like, that was a major confirmation burp. So for a lot of you guys, this is very validating to hear. It's really like a self-worth thing. And the thing is, you have to now claim your worth, because they can't be doing this stuff. You don't need to worry about what's going to happen. You don't need to worry about what's going to happen. Nothing in this world. They're trying to give you that illusion by pulling back, as if, oh, they're pulling back their power, as if they didn't give you shit. They didn't give you anything. You gave it to you. God gave it to you. You are you have it all, my friend. My wonderful space fleet. If you're not a part of the space fleet, join the space fleet. You literally no longer are going to exist in this paradigm where you care. Because the only reason why you cared is because you thought that you wouldn't get what you wanted, whether it was true love, to make an impact, to follow your soul's purpose, and actually attain those things. And you don't understand. Oh, 1 1 1 1 1 5, because things have changed. Things have changed. You didn't understand that is actually the slow way forward. The fastest way to get to where you're going, to get your true love. And we had partners popping up, because you know what I was saying earlier, that a love message might come through. Not me splitting the card to sun, spirit, the sun, the solar plexus, confidence, the sun, happiness, joy, the self, embracing of the true self. Yeah, there is a quickening translated through you into action. That's what one of the quotes in this card says. And then I just split this half of the deck, which with the sun, into solar eclipse revolution, because things are about to change in this bitch. I don't even understand, like, you don't even understand how you've honestly you might be experiencing movement now, but you don't understand how you've been keeping yourself actually quite stagnant by fighting for the approval of energies that just are belligerent and stubborn, and for some reason, I genuinely don't care. I genuinely don't care. There is an explanation. These people, that's what they always say about haters. They actually love you. And it's so true, because these people, they just want you to think about them, have any shred of concern about them. Because they think that if they actually like were warm to you, maybe they think you might walk all over them or something. Or maybe they think that you wouldn't have as much thought of them or something. They feel like they can't embrace it or something. It has to do with where, I really don't know. All I can say is that the only thing I do know is that the reason why they do that is because they are actually just trying to pull you unconsciously or consciously to them. It's a manipulation to get you closer. And it's kind of sad, because the thing is, yes, Queen of Swords energy, but at the same time, Empress energy, embodying all the suits here. I understand. And it's not that these people are, I can't really judge anyone's character, and I'm not going to say, like, these people are bad people. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that you perceive that these people are giving you a problem. They're not giving you any problem. Okay? Battery's coming to a close, guys, but so we're gonna have to end this video very shortly. The thing is, you perceive that these people or situations are giving you a problem. There is no problem. And this journey is realizing slowly and slowly that you can relax, that you don't have to do anything you don't really want to do, act any way you don't want to act, that you don't have to be inauthentic. And Pluto and Aquarius is when we as a collective step into that authenticity energy. It's Age of Aquarius, guys. And I'm about to and it's 11:10 and I'm about to close this. It's probably at 11:11. Yeah, it's guys, this was wild. This was wild. That ringing came in my ear. If you guys saw this, like if you stayed to the end of this video, comment I don't know, comment Uranus, Aquarius, space fleet. How about futuristic space fleet or something like this? I don't know. I want to know that you guys were here and witnessed this, and if you made it to the end of this, I'm sure it resonated, because I can't imagine sticking around for something that didn't speak to my soul for this long. So anyway, guys, like this video if you like this video, and be sure to share this video. It's very unlikely that you have anyone to share it with, so just hit the share button to help boost this message so that other Uranian type people can hear it. Plutonian and outer planet Neptunian, Pegasus lovers, and potentially future space age, space fleet people can hear it. You will find your allies. That's the thing. When you step into this energy, you're going to find your allies, and the rest won't even matter, because the rest, I was just thinking about this, all these people that are very successful, they've all had haters. None of them, those haters, stop them from getting where they're going to. Okay? Don't be concerned about these people. Just focus on you. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.